Mr. President, I am delighted to welcome you to Buckingham Palace on this, the first state visit to Britain by a President of South Africa. By coming here, you give Prince Philip and me a chance to repay the magnificent hospitality you gave us on our own visit to South Africa, and thus to underline once more the close friendship between our two countries. South Africa more than lived up to the keen anticipation I felt as Britannia sailed into Table Bay on that beautiful morning in March last year. Our memories of the visit are still vivid, among them the unforgettable welcome from the crowds in Port Elizabeth, the enthusiasm of the children at the Langa Sports Centre, and the address by Archbishop Tutu at the Human Rights Service in Cape Town. We met some exceptional individuals too, among them Sister Ethel in Port Elizabeth, whom I mentioned in my Christmas broadcast last year, and the late and grievously missed Friday Mavuzo of the Self-Help Association of Paraplegics at Soweto. Most of all, we were struck by the sight of South Africans of all races working together and playing together. We saw for ourselves the miraculous transformation of a society based on inequality into one in which every man and woman is equal before the law. It is heartening to find that leaders across the political spectrum are still striving with you for the common goal. You have yourself provided the leadership, and by your willingness to embrace your former captors, have set the course towards national reconciliation and freedom for all the people of South Africa. A more truly equal society, no longer characterized by the gulf between the living standards and expectations of different races, will take longer to achieve. But I'm sure that it will come, and that South Africa has a bright and exciting future. Mr. President, you have the wholehearted support of the British people in your great enterprise. There is a new warmth these days in the friendship between South Africa and Britain. Different facets of this friendship are constantly being developed in politics, trade, culture, science, education, and tourism. In sport, we remain the best of friends too, even if our cricketers are still licking their wounds after a difficult season as your guests. Happily, your sportsmen have vanquished other teams as well. Millions of people all over the world thrilled to the sight a year ago of you in Springbok colours presenting the World Rugby Cup to the South African captain. Last year, too, you and I were joint patrons of the Africa 95 Festival, which enabled us in Britain to share some of the richness of African art and culture. We have much to do together in the commercial world as well. So I was very pleased to hear that tomorrow you will be addressing a conference of British and South African business people. And what a pleasure it gave to all of us in the Commonwealth when you rejoined in 1994. South Africa has an invaluable role to play in furthering our Commonwealth ideals. And you yourself bring to its deliberations wisdom, understanding, and experience. You and your country can show a world often dominated by division that reconciliation and decency can prevail. Mr. President, South Africa has a special place in my heart and in the hearts of the British people. Our two countries are bound together by history, by common interest, and by ideals and aspirations. Your visit is an expression of all that we share, now and in the future. I raise my glass to your health and to the prosperity and happiness of all the people of South Africa. Mr. President.
Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness and honoured guests, it is indeed an honour to be received by Her Majesty this evening. An honour for our government, for the South African nation, and for me personally. We were overjoyed to receive your invitation to visit the United Kingdom. Together with last year's first royal state visit to a democratic South Africa, this visit, we believe, will set the sail on the new relationship between our two countries. The enthusiasm with which you were welcomed wherever you went in our country will have told you more clearly than words that the antagonisms of the past are no more. As we approach the 21st century, our relationship is one of friendship, fortified on South Africa's side by a warmth and respect for yourself, for Britain, and for the Commonwealth. This century has also been one of profound change for the world as a whole. Though many changes have led to a better world, much of the globe is still pervaded by poverty or conflict, which it should have been within human capacity to eliminate. South Africa is eager to join hands with Britain in the world community of nations as a partner for peace and prosperity into the new millennium. As an African country, we cherish our links with the rest of the world. We value in particular our burgeoning cultural, historical, and economic relations with Her Majesty's government and the people of Britain. The British military assistance and training team continues to do sterling work in assisting with the transformation of our defense force. Cultural, educational, and technical cooperation between our peoples is flourishing in the climate of our new relationship. Sporting links, Your Majesty, have their own dynamic. This visit does also give me the opportunity to do what I can to ensure that no damage is done to our good relationship by the way in which our sportsmen have been treating yours. I would therefore like to make an apology on their behalf. However, victors are well advised to cultivate humility. We do not count on winning future contests. It is in this economic sphere that our links are most developed and growing most rapidly. Over the past 2 years, British investors have shown their confidence in South Africa's future by increasing the already substantial levels of trade and investment. We are especially pleased at the strong growth in South African exports to Britain. We appreciate the active support which Her Majesty's government has given to the promotion of increased British trade and investment in South Africa. One of the principal purposes of our visit will be to further strengthen those links. Our delegation is keenly looking forward to its engagement with your business leaders and is grateful for the commitment and the efforts that have been put into making this possible. South Africa treasures its membership of the Commonwealth. We are very glad to have been accepted by an organization which spans continents and brings such a rich diversity of nations together with the objective of promoting international understanding, world peace, and prosperity. South Africa is determined to make its humble contribution to realizing these noble goals. We were honored last December to host the Commonwealth Health Ministers Conference. In February this year, I joined the Commonwealth Military Legion as one of its proud members in celebrating its 75th anniversary in Cape Town. The occasion reminded us that our friendship had been tested in the crucible of the 2 world wars, in the struggle to attain and defend human dignity. Your Majesty, once more, may I say how honored we feel to be here on a state visit. We keenly look forward to the opportunities which the next 3 days will bring. May I now ask everyone to raise their glasses and drink a toast to Her Majesty the Queen, His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh, the government and the people of the United Kingdom, and the Commonwealth of Nations.